Well, good evening and welcome to the Irish column for Sunday, the 9th of February 2025. My name is Paul Fitzsimons. I'm joined by Anthony Casey. Hello, Anthony. How are you this evening?
How are we doing, Paul? Good to see you. Well, good to see you, but a fairly messy old day all the same, huh?
Oh, my God. Listen, man, where do you start? You know what I mean? And first off the bat, I'm just going to say Bernadette sent in a message earlier saying, I use the Lord's name in vain too much, and so I'm going to try and not say the Lord's name in vain. So I'll try not to curse as well. My dad tells me not to be cursing, so I'm going to try not to curse as well. But yeah, we've lots of videos I tell you for tonight. I'm going to be honest, Anthony. 2 years ago when I started all this off, and we well, not even. Sorry, it wasn't. It was more than that. But about 2 years ago, I put out a thing saying it was happening. No, sorry, last year I did it on the show. That the year before it was happening once. You'd hear about something every 2 weeks, and then it got to you hear about something every week. Then it was every other day. Now it's 3 times a day. Come on, for Christ's sake, you know what I mean? When are people going to wake up? Sorry, I nearly slipped there, of course. But come on, you know what I mean? Today, this happened. He was knocking on doors to stab people. Come on, what if your child opened the door or something? You couldn't, someone that can't defend themselves. It's just people. The country's not safe anymore, Anthony. Really, it's gone. Wow, honestly, it's just
it really is scary. And there's a few things that happened this week. Even that Limerick. Did you see that video of the chap in Limerick breaking into the houses and
yeah.
There's stuff going on all the time. That's not
every day
that people aren't videoing every day.
Yeah. Every day, something's happening. You know what I mean? It's honestly, I don't recognise the country anymore. I really don't. It's gone everywhere. It's nearly gone. I'm being honest with you. It's just gone ridiculous. And people have been asleep at the wheel here.
The idea is that you're the scumbag for calling it out. The guards are this has to be said as well. I know in County Carlow we've called this out a bit. We've been told if there's guards on the payroll. We've told that in Clonmel as well. The guards aren't calling out these places. People start really understanding who the bad people are in this whole scenario. It's not the people who are calling it out. It's but they're pro.
But you look was it last week or the week before? Was it Mikey or Mousy? One of the lads from Carlow got 10 months or something, and he didn't even do anything. You know what I mean? I think there's a video there is a video circulating of the whole arrest. He was sitting on a wall when they arrested him under this thing and done him on whatever. You know what I mean? So anyone who was voicing an opinion, is getting caught or getting whatever. You know what I mean? It's you're getting shut down. It's either that crowd, what you call them, ISD Global, trying to shut us down that time. You know what I mean? And calling us this and calling us that. I had a guy on Twitter saying that I didn't see this thing. There was in August there was a thing put out. You know what I mean? And it's some gobshite put it out of the 12. I was number 1, number 2, and it went me. I think Evan Coyle, Sean Crow. There was a few, and Derek Bloy and all was on it, and the whole lot, you know what I mean? And this fella put up number 1. What was it he said? Number 1, drug dealer. Yeah, drug dealer. 16 arrests and whatever else he said. Nothing of the sort. The guy he couldn't even know me. If he knew me, he'd know that was untrue. You know what I mean? Gobshite. Oh, wow. But this is what we're up against, you know what I mean? And the amount of lefties attacking us with the bullshit and, it's just, and they're allowed to say what they want. they're allowed to say what they want and they're not checked. You know what I mean? Whereas if we say something out of line, it's boom, a violation to shut you up. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah, it's so controlled, and it's the type of thing where they know, like they have it's so deeply done that they have their own turn on us. Like it's not just them doing it to us. It's the majority of the people who are believing everything and calling us out for doing it. You know, it's like a slap in the face to us. We have everyone controlled. We know, we have everyone controlled. And this is what we're going to do. And they have us playing these roles. Like the protests are over, Paul, you know.
There's a big one set up now for Rosslare. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, what is the point in all of us traveling around the country when the people of that area won't get out and stop this themselves? You know what I mean? It's just playing into their narrative that we're all mad and we're all this and we're all far right and we're pushing this. Like, there's no way we can be the only ones that can see this. Like, you know what I mean, lads? It's as plain as the nose on your bleeding face. You know, just come on, like, you know what I mean? It's gone.
Like, here's one, right? We were in Moy Valley the other day. Yesterday.
Yeah.
Not we were told before we got
I heard there wasn't that many showed up either. Sorry, Anthony. I heard there wasn't that many showed up either. Like, come on.
There was more. Between security guards and guards, there's as many. Maybe 30. Don't know. Maybe at a push. But yeah, like we did a few interviews from there. But in that scenario, there's this foreign guy who owns a charity who is evicting Irish people to put in iPass.
Yeah.
And he's
saying
hear
that thing ringing somewhere. Sorry, something's ringing somewhere. I don't know. I can't find it. Where the hell is that?
I'll play. Yeah, I'm going to play the interview from Moy Valley that we had, so everyone can hear what's going on there. This is from a local there.
Martin Murphy here with Shindadina Media. I'm speaking to Larry Malone. We're here at the Moy Valley Golf Resort. Would you just like to tell me what's going on here today?
Yeah, we're protesting here today over the Moy Valley apartments. There's 32 apartments which people were living in, have all been evicted by the current owners, current directors of Moy Valley Hotel, who have evicted the 32 apartments the people are living in. Now we still have 6 people left in the apartments fighting to stay. And we're here to try and save them, save their homes, and instead of an iPass centre possibly going in at the end of May and start of June, which has been applied to our local Kildare County Council, and an exemption was given to the new owner to put in an iPass centre if he is contracted by the government to do so.
And am I right in saying that there's still open planning permission to actually build more apartments on the site, that if iPass got their hands in it, it could actually be an awful lot bigger than it currently is?
There's actually planning granted for 72 more apartments at the moment. But as I said, we had a meeting here, 6 of us. The local delegate had a meeting with Mr. Sandhu last night, personally himself. And his plans are to make this a 5-star resort. And he says if push comes to shove, he will meet with the department. He will put the 32 apartments to iPass for the time being to get the apartments full. But he's buying it himself as a vacant property, and he's still unsure of what he's actually going ahead to do with it.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Perfect.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so like I think we're looking at a stage where we have, like, is this going to be every single one of our hotels? Like, that's what it's looking like, Paul.
It's looking like,
every big manor house, everyone's taking the silver, the bag of silver.
Of course they are.
Incredible, like what malls people have.
And I was only talking to a mate of mine last night about this, and he's right in what he said. Like, you know what I mean? He says to me, like, Paul, let's be honest about it. In the winter, he said they struggle. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of them, But he says now, he said, if you're getting, the government is giving you a 2-year contract for so many million, he said, you'll take the bleeding hand off them. You know what I mean? So, listen, I wouldn't do it. Like, it's not, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't give a shit. I wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't do it with all the fucking in China. But there is people who will do it. And as we can see, they're all around the country. They're dotted everywhere. Sure, look at them two down the Healy Rays. He's at the getting a junior minister's job, like, for, you know what I mean, for selling out the Irish people. He's doing it years. You know what I mean? His company, I think it's called Top Hat, is it, or something? Top Hat something it's called down there, or Two Hats, or something stupid like that, because they wear bleeding hats. But that's the name of the company down there, and they got something like 800,000 last year, or something, or 700,000 last year for housing them in their place in Killarney. You know, come on, like, there has to be a conflict of interest. How can you be sitting in government and getting money? Like, seriously, like, there has to be a conflict of interest. You're making legislation for you to make money.
Sure, that's the same with Helen McEntee now, and Minister for Education. And I know, and we all know what's going to push on that. And I obviously had my story this week about my son in there. I didn't tell everyone that he's in Educate Together in Carlow Town, right? That's exactly the place where he is, right? My eldest son is. My two younger kids won't be going to Educate Together. He's in 5th class, so I'm going to let him work it out. He's dead wide as well. But what it was they took them out of class, and there's loads of little stuff, like, you know, they're pushing the big sustainability goals, which is basically Agenda 2030, making them paint it all. It's all big push this year, even in the colleges. But they took them out of class the other day, and without parental consent, this isn't part of the curriculum, and they brought them down for Soccer Against Racism, where these people came in to take 11-year-olds and 10-year-olds out, to sit them down and tell them, you know, not just soccer, you know, even soccer is corrupt. It is too fucking, you know, there's not enough an agenda behind it. But they told them who can be a victim of racism. And they named out a load of minorities, never a white person now. It's always going to be this person, and then it said, and also the LGBTQ community plus. And, you know, gay people used to get arrested only a few years ago in this country.
No way.
And yeah, this is what they said, you know.
Wow. So
I kicked up big style about this, and they got on to the principal. Never got a response by him, by the way. I emailed him on Tuesday or Wednesday. Tuesday. And I said, more or less, how dare they? You know, it's diversity over logic. And I can see on your walls the cross is taken down, but Muhammad is up everywhere. And all your meats have turned to halal. And that's, by the way, across the board, all Irish schools are getting, you know, this. And there's a lot of butchers. You think you have a local butcher in your town? I used to go to a local butcher in Carlow Town. All halal now, we found out. You know, it's unreal. We're bending over backwards for these guys. So it's like the fact that they had to push it on the kids, and it's going to be much worse with Helen McEntee coming in. This is also the school that when my son was 9 during COVID, the teacher got COVID and came in and blamed the 9-year-olds that weren't vaccinated that she got COVID. I was fuming. I said, that's not part of the curriculum. How dare you say that? And what I was told was that vaccines are now part of the new curriculum. So if you want your child excluded, that's no problem. And I said, that is no problem. But here's the VAERS data, and here's the, you know, and I was flipping out. Like, we have these, I don't know, how rude can I be?
Try not to be rude.
Anyway, there's a lot of people coming through the colleges now, taking over schools as teachers and principals, and they haven't got a single thought of their own. Complete copy and paste of one another. Yeah. The school system is very scary. What's going to be transformed this year? What's coming? I'm bringing my younger two to Gael schools, but I think there's a good argument to be made about homeschooling. I tell you that things are going to get bad in the country in the next few years. So, yeah, we'll see what way we're going to have to.
Jeez, lads, we're flying it tonight. 400 there already. Fair play.
Must be you new haircut policy, is it?
I don't know. It must be because I'm back in the gaff. I was just getting it decorated there a couple of, you know what I mean, a few weeks ago.
A few more spotlights in.
I just got the magnolia redone. You know what I mean? That's all. You know. on the ceiling.
Piano shine.
Yeah. It's great, I tell you. But
Yeah, there's the comments are happening about the schools there.
yeah, I know.
Nothing to do with school children. Happened years ago to a gay person years ago. Random. Yeah, it is random, and it was a criminal thing 30 plus years ago. Not in recent years anyway, and they weren't getting snatched off the street and thrown in prison like they make you think. Schools
My
are instruments of the
daughter-
state.
My daughter, right, she's 10, asked me the other night, right, she said, Dad, was there many gay people when you were growing up? Now, just out of the blue, she just asked me this, you know what I mean? I said, there wasn't that many. I said, but if there was any, like there was a guy who lived a couple of doors up from me when I was a kid, and we knew he was gay from the time he was a kid. You know what I mean? He talked like, how are you, girls? How are you? You know, he was a real gay guy, like, you know what I mean? And like, he
Not
still
one of those
is. He's
fake gay
still,
guys.
yeah, but he's still alive. He's a nice guy. He's a good guy. You know what I mean? And like, he's always been gay, and I've known he's been gay since I was about 7. You know what I mean? Because he had a muffy act. You know, the outfit used to say, "Oh yeah, he sounds like a muff." Yeah, I said, "What's a muff?" He said, "A muffredite," or whatever he played and said it was. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, but
Oh, look at this. Yeah.
nowadays it's the in thing now for kids. You know what I mean? And then this TikTok has them ruined as well. You know what I mean? So has all of these apps. You know what I mean? And everything is facial recognition. You know what I mean? And he just had to drop off there for a minute. But everything is facial recognition now for the kids. Like everything. You know what I mean? The do your Snapchat and they have you doing these stupid putting filters on your face and the whole lot. All while taking all the data that's in your face, like, you know what I mean? They have all that now on file, you know what I mean? Everything. But people are that stupid. They're saying, like, don't get me wrong. I've said it to the kids, and I've explained all this to the kids. You know what I mean? Oh, but everyone has it. And I'm watching them like a hawk. You know what I mean? I really am. You know what I mean?
Well, Paul, like, I think this stuff is going to ramp up in the next 12 months. I think they're going to. They have plans that this year, towards the end of the year, it's going to be this whole digital thing. Even, you know what I won't do? Do you ever go onto the gov.ie and you have to have your gov ID and you have to verify? I won't verify it. I keep going in through the other way. It's a pain in the arse, but
the text.
Like it
Yeah,
doing the same. People keep saying you're giving yourself hardship. It's like, no, fuck them. Not as if they fucking already know where I live, my PPS now.
No.
But I'm like,
I do
no,
all
that
my
sounds too
passwords.
much. That's just too close to what I don't want. You know.
Yeah. No way, man. No way. Even Tesco's, they have it in Tesco's now. I walk by it now with me laying the hand across my face. Did you see
What,
them in
the ID?
Tesco's? They have them in Tesco's, yeah, like face recognition things, like, yeah. Don't know what
Do
the
they
fuck they are for. I don't know what they're for. Yeah, they have, yeah.
They say they're for fucking. What do they say they're for detecting shoplifting and all that kind of thing. But sure, they had CCTV for that for years since we've been working. For
Yeah,
it,
of course.
you know.
Yeah.
There's no like manic gang going around robbing all the Tesco's, getting away with it week after week, or anything like that. You know, it's of course it's ID. Like you can see some Aldi's now that are completely contactless. You know, once they take the things off the shelves. Do you ever see them videos? They take it off the shelf and it just goes into their
The Amazon
cashless
place
wallet.
had it.
Yeah.
The Amazon thing had it. But you know where has it? At the Catalan. Have you been to the Catalan?
Not lately.
No, well, the Catalan, you don't you don't beep anything. You just throw it in and it knows the weight or whatever, and bump, 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 bump. Then you just can't beep your cards. Yeah. You know the way you know the price, all right. You know what I mean? But this thing, there's no barcodes on it. It's just in a bag, like, you know what I mean. So I don't know how they do it to the precise weight and everything. You know what I mean? It's just that's the
Crazy.
technology. You know what I mean?
Like, you know what? I used to be into technology and gadgets and stuff like that years ago, and now I'm just paranoid about everything. You know?
Yeah. Unless you make it yourself.
You know, you know when people like, I have family members and friends, you know, who have Alexas in their house and they think they're deadly. Alexa, volume 2, play, like, and I'm like, fuck that thing, get that out the window. You know,
I was one of the first to get one of them years ago. Like, you know what I mean? I loved it. It was great. And then I thought, fuck this shit. This is listening to me, like, you know what I mean? And but the kids still use it. I think there's 2 of them up there. One has them in the bedroom, the whole lot. But there's Spotify on it. It's not Alexa, but it's Spotify. But you can bet your arse still listening to you.
Oh, yeah, look, and we all know the phones are anyway. Like, this is how bad it was. I put a shed together during the week, and I'm getting photographs of sheds all week. Like I think I took a photo to show one person that I just put up a shed, and my Facebook is full of backyard shed adverts. You know, I took a photo. It didn't go anywhere. It didn't even go on.
Yeah.
You know,
That
it went
happened
on
to
WhatsApp,
me.
I think.
Me and my mate were out having a smoke last year. Out was back during the match or whatever it was. At half time, we were having a smoke and we were talking about houses, new houses. Just new houses, just, you know, I don't know why we were talking about a bigger house or something, blah, 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 blah. By the time I got around to my house after the match, say 20 minutes after the match, Facebook, I was inundated with videos for new houses in the area. You know what I mean? Look here, Malahide this, or Leak Slip this, and all over me Facebook. So it's listening to everything, man. Everything. But you give it access to do it. It's in the small print, lads, you know? Like, I'm guilty of it as well, so there's nothing really I can do about it, you know what I mean?
This is the problem, and I'm guilty too of not putting my phone down enough. And that exhausts you too when you're clued in the way a lot of people here in the comments are, people watching to what's going on, you know, can be exhausting too, you know. You'd burn out of it as well, so you need to unwind. But then if you said today I'm going to unwind, tomorrow you'd wake up and there was how many stabbings? Tipperary, 2 different stabbings in Dublin. You know,
3 now.
And I do know. Yeah, do you have a clip or two on that, Paul?
I have a few clips there now, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Stoney Batter today. This is just a guy who's talking there, and the guard tells him to stop video recording. I knew he tells him.
Witness, your man said the same that we have a witness to the initials. He must have ran amok the country. Witness, your man said the same that we have a witness to the initials. He must have ran amok the country and let everyone know about it. Fuck that. Who record what I want them allowed it?
That's him recording.
No, you can record. I can record what I want.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's the truth. Why? He's telling me not to record. Get up there with that.
You can bet. You can bet your life.
You're on mute there, Paul. Yeah, I just seen. Yeah, I should be paranoid. The Western established are copying and pasting Chinese model of surveillance. Yeah, that's true. That is the WEF that are taking example from China, who've written that into. But they've written it into the EU and the UN as a combination. You can look that up from 2 years ago now. That's the Sustainability Goals Agenda 2030. That's all been rolled out here. And Ireland is one of the first places because of our compliance rate during COVID. Big testing ground, among other things, to see who they can roll it out. 4 stabbings. Is that right, Paul? Is there 4 stabbings that are happening? Paul's sending emails, writing his book.
Sorry, I'm getting a call. Ryan, I just can't answer it there while I'm on the show. You know what I mean? So, young Ryan, I said I'd do an interview with him today, and I got called off to do something today. I had to attend a meeting. You know these meetings we have to go to, Anthony, when you get the call. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So like it's. I'm gonna be honest. It's more bleeding hectic now than what it was when I was running for the Freedom Party. I'm being honest.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Seriously,
100%.
it's like there's more people contacting me and telling me things and asking me to do this, and you know, it's mental. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mental.
And you have. It's all. There is a lot of people, and it's all go, and everyone's trying to get a handle on everything. Yeah, I've seen the Irish Times said 4 people believed to have been stabbed in the attack in Stoney Batter.
3 hospitalised.
Yeah, and I've heard that this is a Brazilian man. That's what I heard. That's what.
Yeah, in North American or something. Yeah, Brazil. Yeah, Venezuelan or
South
something.
America,
I don't know.
Yeah. That's what we.
And someone was saying as well. That they thought he knew these people because he knocked at specific doors, and then stabbed them. You know, were the
Yeah.
Brazilians living in the area or something? I don't know. You know, I really don't know. I don't know
But
whether
there
the
were Irish
victims
people
were
who
Irish.
got stabbed.
Were they
are Irish.
definitely? They are
That's
definitely
what I've
Irish.
seen. I think I read that on a news outlet that the
Oh, okay.
victims are Irish,
Okay.
but the perpetrator is not.
We're going to address this here now. Davina keeps popping this up here. How much USAID funds wide spectrum of world NGOs in thousands in Ireland of every large landmass African NGOs put into Ireland's small island? Okay, I don't know how I read that. How much USAID funds? But like Davina's at the putting up about 4 of them in the last few minutes, and much appreciated. Thank you very much. But USAID has been funding lots of stuff coming into Ireland. That's just the way it is. And Trump has, you know, he has caught them out on this. Like, you know what I mean? 70 grand.
Yeah.
Did you see the 70 grand for that stupid show they put on? Did you not see it? There was some show they put on 70 grand against racism or something, or against
yeah, in Dublin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
USAID did that.
I'll pull that down and we can watch it because that is shocking. For people who haven't seen it, is it they sing in Spancel Hill and she goes into this whole monologue about slaves and who she was and who are you really if you're not actually Irish and all this kind of thing.
These people forget we were slaves before they were. You know what I mean? Like, come on. You know, and they want the monopoly on the racism shit. You know what I mean? Come on. Get a grip. You know, do your head in. But did you see? Hang on, I'm just going to see if I got this here. Yeah, I'm going to share this now. Hang on. Get bigger. This is, I'll tell you what this is. This is Suzanne Delaney. Have you seen this?
Yeah, and her speech is from a while ago, though, isn't it? I seen that speech.
I was there at that. Yeah, I was there at that. Listen, I don't know. I might have recorded that, or maybe Stephen did. I don't know, but like I was definitely there at that. I was standing in front of her recording that, and I'm just gonna pull up what
Very
she
well
wrote.
Spoken, isn't she?
Listen, she's a lovely girl. I have to say, she's a lovely girl. I'm just going to move this over here. Drop that down. Okay. Where did I move that down? Yeah. Over. There. Just let me stop sharing that for a minute. Just let me stop sharing that. But just bear with me for a minute. I just need to pull up because she wrote a thing about the article. You know what I mean? About your woman. Let me see where it is. Yeah, it was there.
Yeah, I've seen Elon Musk. They give it a plug sometimes, and in fairness, it does do good justice to it. Because even when I put up that thing about my son, people are saying tag Elon, tag Trump, tag all these people. You never know they might bring. But like, does it go anywhere? I don't know.
I sent a message to Trump today. I sent that 100 million one. I said, listen, don't invite them fuckers here. I said, they're parasites. I said, they're ruining the country for the Irish people. So,
yeah.
About
the inviting them, send the invite to Ireland. Yeah, I said the same thing.
Yeah, no. Send nothing to them. Send nothing.
You know, as well, like we were talking about the Limerick. Do you see the two? I have two little videos there of what happened the other night. 5 o'clock in the morning, but the foreign lad on the main street breaking into houses trying to get in at people. Let's see if I have.
I don't want to get paid, you know. Can you let me out?
Must be much sound on it, but you know, like we hear about this in City West, and we hear about this and in fairness, I have to give a shout out because, and we always talk about it, but Shinadina, you know, one of the big things there is going around and helping out communities that are going through this. Like, there's a lot of communities, a lot of single people and elderly people in the likes of City West who get harassed on a daily basis by the people there. And they know they're by themselves. They know when to catch them. This is really happening. It's happening all over the country. It's happening in Carlow. It's happening we were over in a woman's place, kind of out towards Limerick area during the week, and she's getting harassed. Like I think a big part of that, the community side of Shinadina, is looking after your own. If people are under pressure, then you need to help them out and look after them.
Yeah.
You know, arrive in, show that that they're one of ours now. You know, we're sick of the society they've set up for us. The guards are not helping them out, and the guards aren't helping them out. So someone has to, you know.
No.
And I do say that if people are being harassed that are watching tonight, or if you know of someone who is getting it, drop it into shinadina@gmail.com, and we'll send a couple of people out to you. Make sure the presence is felt there. Stick an LS sticker on your door. You know, we're all part of that. Even the likes have said it before, you know, if
Like a neighbourhood watch sort of thing.
yeah, of course, like and set up your own. Get everyone out there doing it. Has to be done. If people aren't, if they're not protecting us, then we have to look after our own. It just has to be at this stage. Like
true.
how many stabbings today? How many stabbings do we have to go through, Paul, before what I'm saying is not vigilantism? It becomes common sense that no, maybe we should just look after our elderly and most vulnerable. Are you okay? You know, how are you today?
Yeah, well,
Drop in for a cup
that's
of
it.
tea.
And what I will say is there's lads going around the country now at the moment. Tom and the lads, I'll give them a plug in a while. I'm going to wait to get a few more on. And I'll just show the video there in Tesco's and the whole of fair. I have to say, fair play to them, like, you know what I mean? But that's the USA ID. Look, I'm missing out on these comments here. What are we saying here now? Have people nothing better to do than talking about me, lol. Okay, I didn't see who was talking about you. No invitation from America for this video. Yeah, and it's true. It hasn't been. Usually you have it before now, don't you? You know what I mean? Usually you do, like, you know what I mean? But as Harris said, should it be banned? Should the last Trump, the last Trump, when Trump was in power, the last time it was no problem. Yeah, it was grand. Yeah, but the fucking leader of our country didn't call him a girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, he's a.
Yeah, I put that up that time, you know, when he was cursing at him and all this kind of thing, and all of a sudden the MAGA hat arrived. I was like, what a turn. The Kamala hat, wasn't it? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then he was all about it. Like, I think we should all bombard Donald Trump. What about today? Everyone who has an X account, either go in and repost the thing me or Paul put up about tagging Donald Trump, not to and JD Vance. Or else go and put one up yourself. Everyone tag him today. And just make sure he gets a bombardment of Irish people saying, these two people do not represent us. Do not send invites. They're destroying this country. 100%.
There we go. I'll give that a plug again as well. Rosslare Europort, 22nd of February, 2 p.m. Don't be late. No problem, mate. I'll just say that again. Yeah, that's it. But again, people, I'm going to ask you out straight. This is your area. And if anyone sees this, and anyone like from Rosslare, you need to get out here and march with us. We can't be just going around the country being, the far right are coming in and muscling into our communities. This is your community we're trying to save. So on the 22nd of February at 2 p.m, if you can be there, please be there. Okay, that's me done now for a minute. Go on, what are you saying?
You should do a few more ads, Paul, you know. L'Oreal or something like that. Yeah, real good, you know, 30 seconds, you know.
I still have my hair so I'm grand, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Are we slagging now?
There was a fella slagging me last night. We were at my nephew's month's mine. The fella slagging me last night. At least I'll never have grey hair. I said, you're bald. I said, you'd love to have bleeding grey hair. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I used to leave it up here. I used to like get it shaved at the sides and leave like a mohawk, you know, during the summer. And like... a bit of stick over it, you know what I mean? Why did you do it? Because I can. You know what I mean? I know guys who wrap bits over, you know what I mean? That are younger than me, you know?
But going back to it though, Paul, like we've seen what happened today, we've seen what happened in Limerick, we've seen what happened in Dublin, Tipperary, all these places. We do need to start looking after our own, you know, and I do know that there's groups and there's WhatsApp groups and there's community things coming together. Get involved. You know, just say to yourself, you know, enough is enough. You can't always try to wake everybody up. We've been doing that trying to do that for 4 years now. So at this stage, just get the like-minded people together that are in your community. Say, what's going on? Is there a hold the line? Is there a Shinadina? Is there whatever? Who's doing this? What about the elderly people there? Have you heard anything? Just start doing it.
Yeah.
Like it's.
And if you have
we
a says
need to-
no, if you have a says no group in your area, contact them, please, or contact me,
Yeah.
contact Anthony, contact any of us, and we'll put you in the right direction
Direct
to
you.
help you out here, because this is
Yeah.
not going to stop unless you make it stop. We can't do this on our own. You know what I mean? There's probably enough of us to do a lot of stuff, but like, we need you out here with us. We really do, because if you don't come out, they're just going to paint us in the usual way that they paint us. Oh, Fitzsimons came down from Dublin, Casey came from Kildare, such a body came from somewhere, you know, and we're the mad ones. You know what I mean? So please, people, help yourselves, please. We're trying to help you, but please help yourselves.
Yeah, the worse the iPass situation gets, every extra hotel you hear about every week brings it closer and closer to your door. And we all said that, oh, look, once it's on their doorstep, that's what they're waiting for. I actually don't think they'll even cop on then. Something so odd about it. So just take the initiative yourself and just send someone a text today, or put it out there on Facebook. Is there anything going on? You know what? Type in your town and then says no after it and see what comes up. You'd be surprised.
There she is there, Davina again. Thanks, Davina. How much USAID funds mass migration uncapped into Ireland? Small Ireland, area, tiny island. And it's true. But the shocking thing about this is we don't know who these people are. 85% of them shown at the airport and the whole lot have no passports, which makes them illegal. They're breaking the law, so they need to be sent back to where they're from. Simple. That's just the way it is. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? They should have a big holding place out there. Well, not even a big one. If a plane comes in, there's probably 200 of them on it. Send them back on the next plane. Simple as that. I'm sorry. You know, that's just the way it is. If you have no passport, no entry. I'm sorry. And then even if you have a passport, you still have to go through everything. But still, you shouldn't be here. You know what I mean? But as 85% of them, they're not losing their passports for nothing. And you have the lefties, these gobshites that just do my head in. How can you be fleeing war and you pick up your passport? That's the last thing you think of. Ask my arse. You know what I mean? I don't care.
There's videos of them.
There's
We
no
played them
wars.
here, where them ripping up their passports on the boats. And all
I've
that.
seen them.
We've seen it.
Listen,
And the
I
pieces
knew.
missing out. They have, yeah.
I was told they were finding 300 a day in the toilets in the airport. There you go. You know, would it not have been easier to take the passports and stand at the 300 of them and go, okay, you're him, right, cheerio, back you go. Instead, they let them all out on buses into the Merchant's Quay to sign up and into whatever to sign up, and then they're gone. Nobody knows where they're gone. Nobody knows who they are.
Sure, you see what the whole scam was it Aer Lingus, and they were putting the high vis on and driving out the gate when they got off the plane. You hear about that? Like crazy. The amount of people who have contacted me in the last couple of days, I was reading the reins there, who had never gone to protest some real. Last couple of days, real eye open for some. Yeah, there's a lot going on the last couple of days. It's going to get worse and worse. I really do hope people do contact us.
It's already got worse, to be honest with you.
It's good that people are contacting, though. You know, to start.
Yeah, Trump's the real Irish want to empty the dumpsters and fill the Irish. We don't want to make a dumpster for the world. It's true. We're getting the third world. You know what I mean? That's what we're getting. You know what I mean? Look, they can bring their big suitcases. They can be put in a suitcase, you know. And there, Michael O'Leary admitted it too, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else getting lag from the live stream? I don't know. Is anyone getting lag from the live stream? The
I'd say it's okay.
Flying. Yeah.
I think there's a real the stain in the air today, Paul, with the news and stuff coming in, the stabbings and stuff. People are unprotected in this country. That's the truth of it. They let us down massively.
I'm going to be honest with you. My ma and dad are sitting behind the locked door now at home. You know what I mean? They have the door locked, the whole lot. They have the camera on.
That's the state. That's the state of Ireland 2025 now. Because of the guards, because of the TDs, because of the president, because of the Taoiseach, because of them all, because of the judicial system. Now people are fearing for their lives and they're getting attacked at night. They're getting stabbed at their front door of their home. Yeah, and the guards are on the take. People are making money off it. It's
Somebody is.
What do
Yeah,
you do?
definitely. You follow the money. You have to follow the money. You know what I mean? You have to. She have
I say
guards
this.
there locked up.
We're talking about
Go on.
Carlo, and your man someone called the name of one of the profiteers in Carlo, and they were car pulled up 3 people. If you say his name again, you'll be killed. I was like, the gall of these people. Like, not only are they destroying our country and profiteering, and they're putting forward their shops, driving around their Porsches, but they're threatening people's lives if they say anything. That
Yeah,
boiled
yeah.
my blood. Now I have to say, like, who do they think they are?
Paul
Fat
O'Neill
messes
just
drive
said it
around
there.
their Porsches.
Paul O'Neill just said that 2,000 Indians are arriving every month by visa system. Do they get a pass? All migration is destroying us. Stop embracing a bastard nation. I'm not saying that at all. They should be stopped as well. Like, we haven't got the capacity now at this moment in time for any more. And I think we were at capacity last year. You know what I mean? There's no room at the inn anymore. Like, there's 15,000 Irish people homeless. There's nearly 5,000 are kids homeless. That's without the 300,000. That's couch surfing, or still living with their man dad, or living in a thing out the back. You know what I mean? Like, how can you let in the world and leave your own people like that? Like, I seen a picture there today of a house in Leixlip. A housing estate went up in Leixlip or something today, and a load of the houses were sold within minutes. All Indians.
Yeah,
All
I've seen
Indians.
that as well. Yeah, like there's no.
That has to stop.
It's not. It's not that there's no room in the inn. There's no more room for the Irish here. It's like, look, lads, you don't have a future here. We're making profit from the narrative of bringing in the rest of the world. We're making money off it. We have our golden ticket out of here. If anything kicks off, the Irish are pushed out.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, we're just gonna go with this Suzanne thing, right? Just for a minute, and we'll just talk about it. But this lady is Suzanne Delaney, and Suzanne ran up here in Blanchardstown in Dublin 15 for the locals and the generals. And listen, because she tells the truth, she gets a lot of stick, to be honest with you. She's a great speaker and everything else, you know what I mean? She knows her stuff, whether it's Tulsa or whatever you call it, and the migration into the country and the child trafficking. She's the one that's up on it, you know what I mean? So, and Stephen the same, you know what I mean? But they turned around and they did a hit piece on her. And I'm just going to say what she says. She wrote up a thing herself. Isn't it interesting that the mainstream media and the far left talk about believing women and not dismissing their claims around feeling under the threat of violence? And I, a woman, speak about my experience of these things, and I am portrayed as a far-right agitator. Conversely, the same journalist, Debbie Atmos, Irish Mail on Sunday, painted a migrant male as a defensive victim despite his shocking calls to behead Irish people. The author of this piece, Debbie McCann, wrote an article on Cannon, your man, that gobshite, Andre Buchanan, who has on several occasions called for migrants to tool up and go out and decapitate Irish people and take their homes. She reported he had received a bomb threat and death threats and had to be escorted from his home by Gardaí for his own safety. But she never made any mention of the serious threats and calls for violence he posted. He was portrayed as a blameless victim. That the article will be put up. I provided plenty of verifiable evidence of things that happened in my community, either for me to or others to make them feel unsafe. Debbie asked me about why I feel unsafe, but basically, they ran with the Andre Buchanan crap. You know what I mean? And like what she said last week or it wasn't last week. I think it was last year, and. As I said at the thing, she spoke about all of these things, and Elon Musk retweeted, and I think it got 55 or maybe 60 million hits, and now these are in meltdown because of it. You know what I mean? And they're doing hit pieces on her now. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we should be naming and shaming these places, Paul. Like when you look up the Irish Times website, does it tell you have to subscribe to read the article, or can you pull up on Irish Times?
Yeah, you have to subscribe to. I have a friend has it, and she. But there, you can see it there. What it says. A post by a failed. Now everything they write about, even me, when they do me, or they do Derek Bly, or they do Herman, or they do whatever, or you, Anthony, whatever. It's a failed it's a failed general election candidate. You know, they make sure yeah. So a post by a failed general election candidate who claimed, without providing any evidence, that her daughter is the only Irish child in a class of 30 children, has racked up more than 50 million online hits online after billionaire retweeted it, or Musk. The video of a former independent candidate for Dublin West, Suzanne Delaney, was actually filmed last year, but was reposted last week by well-known far-right agitator Michael O'Keefe. And there's Mick Wright at the end there. Of course, he was going to get a shout-out in there, you know. But these are the hit pieces they do, you know what I mean? I'll stop sharing it there now. But
Paul, can you, if I send you something here, I just want to clear something up here for a second, right?
Yeah.
If I share you,
send it to me on WhatsApp.
Paul Fitzpatrick, isn't it?
Fitzsimons.
No,
1 M.
Can you share that screen? If I sent that to you on WhatsApp, are you able to pull that? You'd have to actually, email it to you.
No, it's all right. WhatsApp. I can send it to the other. I can send it to your own.
I'm going to clear this up a little bit, I think.
What is it?
Conor Gallagher.
Yeah.
The Irish Times.
Yeah.
So just because we're talking about Suzanne Delaney here, there was a piece done on me and Shin Nadina.
Yeah.
Now, very, very shortly after I left the IFP, the rise of anti-immigrant community watchdogs across Ireland. It featured on the front page, and it did a big spread on page 4. And it said, last year saw the emergence of numerous groups sharing information about alleged criminal offending, in some cases patrolling local areas. See if there's a lot of quotations where they talk about that alone. Launching Sinn Féin as a watchdog tool for communities in September. Sinn Féin was founded by Anthony Casey, former court registrar and failed candidate for far-right Irish Freedom Party. The organisation is part of a wave of groups that have risen. The purpose of sharing information about alleged criminal offending, and in some cases patrols in local areas. Others, however, see them as vigilantes. Vigilantes, the only ever person I've ever heard that from has been...
I know
Harry
what you're
Kelly.
going to say. Yeah, I know exactly what you're going to say. Yeah.
Reads very like something I've seen from Henry Kelly just very previously before that. They must be mates or something. Maybe they have a few pints together on the weekend. Don't know.
You wouldn't know.
Launching Sinn Féin as a watchdog tool for communities in September, Casey said, if there's a crime spree in your local town by a certain minority of people, certain areas that begin to be unsafe, Sinn Féin will flag that. Don't really see anything wrong with that.
No.
In the video since deleted from the homepage, you'll find it on my YouTube if anyone's looking for it. It's not hidden. If Sinn Féin banner goes up, from all people from all groups can answer the call. We need deterrence. Now, there's been a few things about this. It goes on. Did you get that, Paul? You have to share that article at all.
I have it here, but it's... Hang on. Just
two relatively new members of the party have been setting up a vigilante group. However, it is caused disquiet in the Irish Freedom Party. Following the recent general election failure to return a single candidate, the party voted to expel Casey and another man involved in Sinn Féin. Now, just to make this clear, it's widely known that I left off my own bat because I wasn't happy with the leadership of the Irish Freedom Party. That's why Paul left. That's why the other man, as they say, left, and he can speak for himself. That's why several others left, including members, because there still is, regular ex spaces with Ciara Connolly, and there was blocking of funding, there was facilitating of bullying, there was horrible things happening that I didn't like, and this made me feel like this place wasn't for the cause. And I was probably going to leave this live, but when I just talk about the people you have involved, so when you talk about the people such as the Guards being complicit, the Irish Times being complicit, there's certain people, I'd say, all around our organisation who are all complicit. And they want to drag anyone's name through the dirt that they feel like they want to, that are getting any traction. So I want it to be known that it's not a vigilante group. And even if it was, is that not nearly what we need?
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
Sinn Féin is not. It puts out verified information and it looks after the people in the community. That's what they've been doing out west all week. They've been out there. One of the Sinn Féin lads, he's been power hosing patios. They've been buying shopping. They've been trying to get people's heating going again with the power outages. That's what we've been doing on the ground, visiting people, elderly people, vulnerable people, putting out people's stories. You know, it's important to know. I challenged this with the Irish Times and said that's blatant lies. And in fact, there's a whole cohort of an AC member, none of them which had the balls to stand up and say to their own leader, sorry, you didn't expel Anthony Casey. It's only one other person who used that lie as well. Because the whole AC saw my letter to leave the Irish Freedom Party.
And mine.
None of these parties were in a position where I felt like they were going to the right place. When I have said that there will be a viable opposition party launched, and we'll all know about that very, very soon. And everybody is invited to row on board. Everybody honest, at least. So that's where I stand with it. And you can expect plenty more. Conor Gallagher in the Irish Times, when I challenged them about defamation and lies, they said you can go to court if you want. And that again is a whole saga where they'd slow me down because I have
Cost
too
you a
much to
fortune.
do to be pulled in. Yeah, and it's nothing to them. Sure, these lads are all in the take. Let's be honest about it.
Yeah.
So that's where it goes. And you know, James Conway was talking to me recently. You know, you come on and tell this, that, or the other on a podcast, and you know, such other people could come on and tell it. And I said, why don't you put me in the room with these other people, and we'll find out who's telling the truth. And we'll put it to bed, because I have no time for this. I don't be thinking about this stuff. I can see posts going through in other WhatsApps and groups, you know, these vigilante nut jobs. Someone else is thinking of me very hard. It's the first time I've addressed it since that thing came out months ago. It's nonsense. Stuff buried in the past. It's small fry stuff. So we need to get our act together on the ground and politically and community orientated and move on. And that's... So Conor Gallagher hasn't responded directly to me, but the members of the Irish Times have. No, I know that I need it.
No, of course. You don't need the hassle, Anthony, to be honest with you.
There's some defamation cases are extremely expensive. They are, and I have too much to be doing. And look, actually, if you read the piece, it's actually a good little piece for Sinn Féin. Got our name out there, free publicity, nice half-page piece in the Irish Times. Now, funny enough, nobody rang me to say they saw it even. Just goes to show you how many people are buying the Irish Times these days.
Well, that's exactly the same as that ISD Global. Sure, who reads that shit? You know what I mean? Yeah. Nobody rang me to say it. Someone put it in Herman couldn't expel a fart. I could have been in the car with him. Fuck's sake.
But you know, there's it's better there. You know, my phone never rang since I left. The Irish Freedom Party. People have been saying, "Come on back" and all this kind of thing. No, no, thank you. I am working on something bigger. But we have a lot of different things to approach. We have the Sinn Féin thing. We have the political avenue. There's the media avenue. Hopefully, a big plan would be if we got some kind of radio station off the ground that people could listen to, so their heads wouldn't be boggled. You know, with the usual narrative and lies. We have to start building our own communities. And James Conway's thing is part of that. You know, getting the drills dug up and getting in our own society in case.
They're doing
like
great work yesterday.
Yeah, they are. In fairness to all of them, they're going out there. They're out west and they're building and they're conversing, getting old Ireland back again. Which means a bit of music. I was in Doolin recently, and you should have seen the room. Like, you know, people, barmen were Irish dancing. There was about 20 people around playing music. It was unreal. It's you had to go hard to find it now sometimes. Like Carlow Town's not far from me here. You'd be hard pressed to find a trad session at any end of the week. You know.
Yeah.
It's very sad to see.
I know. It's crazy, isn't it? Is that your brother that you posted up there with? Your brother doing the singing there during the week or something? Did you post something?
Yeah, my brother. Yeah, you're going crackly again, Paul. But my brother, he does. He plays every Sunday every weekend anyway in Ballina. So he goes out there sometimes twice a weekend. Kevin Casey, if anyone wants to look it up, Kevin Casey Music. I think he's great. He doesn't know how to advertise properly because his thing would be hopping if he did. He's an effortless player. He goes live often on TikTok playing. Definitely people look him up and give him a plug. We used to go around the country as the Casey brothers, me, my father, and my two brothers, Antrim, Kerry, Clare, Cork, Dublin, Carlow, Kildare. Someone said, what pub does he play in? He only put up a thing. I'll tell you now.
There was a video last night, or was it the night before?
I'll give him a plug. Yeah. If you see him on Instagram, he does put up stuff. Hang on, I'll go onto TikTok and I'll tell you, because he's probably playing. He was probably already playing.
Someone's just saying that GoFundMe for a national radio station. Great idea. Me and Anthony were only speaking about that this evening, weren't we, Anthony?
Yeah, Brett Laws. Yeah, 100% we were, because it's needed. Because sometimes it does get annoying. Brett Laws and Ballina, who's at this weekend. Yeah, look, Kevin Casey Music. I don't know if anyone will see that. No, they won't, because I have a green screen going on.
I can't see it. Now you can, yeah.
He's a younger, better looking version of me. You'll see the head in him. But anyway, he's there. I used to go places, right? He's only 5 years younger than me, and my other brother 7 years. And they go up and they say, you and your brother and the two young lads getting a pint. And me, fucking, I'm not his brother. That's my dad, They're my brothers. I used to get a lot of that.
I have a mate now. I have a mate, Chris, right? And he's 10 years younger than me, like, you know what I mean? But I've always had grey hair, you know what I mean? Always, like from probably 30, like I've had grey hair, you know what I mean? But I've been going grey all my life. But he used to be standing in McDonald's with him, like, you know what I mean? And he'd start like a little child, you know what I mean? Now, he was 25 or something at the time, you know what I mean? And what are you getting? Oh, I don't know, and whatever. And he said, for fuck's sake, Dad, come on, will you? And everyone's looking at him, thinking I'm his dad. And I'm trying to say, I'm not his dad, I'm his mate, go on it. Oh, Jesus, he used to make a show of me.
Did he?
All the time. Yeah.
Well, you know what I'll do? And you better throw me a few bob for this. Do you mind, Paul, if I put up a couple of seconds of him playing? Now, this is probably
Jesus, no.
Just at home. He puts up clips of like 15, 20 seconds of himself playing. I just grabbed the first one that's on his TikTok. I don't know. I think it's Rainy Day in Soho. And I'll play it here. Actually, if it's processing, so it should come live in a second. And I'll give him a plug. He'd probably say to me, you didn't put me on that far right show, did you? No, I don't.
What far right show? What are you talking about?
I don't know. Conor Gallagher told him.
They think we're far right. I know I'm not far right. You know what I mean?
I'll play it here and see.
Go on, yeah.
I've been loving you a long time. Down the years, down all the days, and I've cried for all your troubles, smile at your funny little ways. We watched our friends go all together, and we saw them as they fell. Some of them fell into heaven, some of them fell into hell. I took shelter from a shower, and I fell into your arms. On a rainy night in Soho, the wind was in all its charms.
Wow, he did
That
good
was
singer,
him.
that fella.
I better get a point out of that.
I tell you what,
That's the first one.
anyone else needs a plug next week? Drop us a line there,
Yeah.
and we can give you
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
give you
yeah.
2 minutes.
Yeah. Just don't
Clive
forget your
was meant
brown
to do
envelope.
it. Clive was meant to do it for me last year, and do you remember Clive brought out the song about Leo? What was the one? Were you at the thing when he sang it? No, I think that was the big one last year.
No. I don't
About
think so.
about Paul Murphy and his drugged up crew and the whole lot. No,
Oh,
it's very good now. You know what I mean? It's very good.
yeah, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not sure.
I'll see if I can root it out. But Clive, see what we had planned to do last year. Were you here for the Eurovision? You were, weren't you?
Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah, you were. You maybe you weren't. But I asked around. I said, what we'll do is, I said, we'll have Anita Ward, the girl from Cork. I texted Anita. I said, listen, we could do our own Eurovision. You know what I mean? On the night of it, nobody, don't watch it. You know what I mean? It's shy. So what we were going to do was we were going to bring in 10 people from around the country, like playing guitars and let them do their thing, and we'll vote on it. And it's a bit of crack. You know what I mean? It never happens, but maybe this year we might do something like that. Now, it's a good idea.
Yeah, well, I think we have to. The big thing was when we were doing the campaign, I was hashtag Keep Culture Alive, and that's why I put up a few songs on my own thing, even though it wasn't great. But it's just to keep the kind of singer songwriter Irish music and everyone getting out. And Conway had his festival that time last summer. I think he's doing a few more. He's doing a few get-togethers. I think he's doing one Paddy's Day. Yeah, there's. I think Keep Culture Alive. I'd love the National should all get together.
I think Conway's Farm would be the safest place in the bleeding country, Paddy's Day.
Yeah. Well, this is the other thing. I don't know. How do you laugh or cry or what's going to happen? I know,
but Anthony, I've been saying this for years, mate. That St. Patrick's Day, especially for them. You know what I mean? I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
Thousands of people there. You know what I mean? It's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with the Irish gear, right? And we'll go with that just for a minute. And I'll pull down a few more videos in a while.
Martin, Irish defence spending will have to rise amid escalating security threats. As if he cares about security threats. We are being invaded en masse by people who are claiming to be asylum seekers, the majority of who are men. Men who are of fighting age. 85% of asylum seekers arrive at Dublin Airport without identity documents. That's a huge security threat. It's also illegal. The Marxists and the NGOs will say, why does it matter that they're men? And why does it matter that they're of fighting age? Well, let's talk about this poster for a start. From Gript, Europol monitoring Islamic terrorist threat to St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day events in Ireland have been listed among 10 potential targets for attack this year by Islamic terror sympathisers linked to ISIS. They released this poster of places and events they'd like to see attacked. Don't wait for a new year to take action. St. Patrick's Day, Ireland and Europe. The mainstream media have been telling you that they don't know who the people are that are coming into the country. For some reason, the mainstream media haven't told you about this poster though. Gript again. I can confirm that I am aware of the reports. Justice Minister O'Callaghan is aware of reported Islamic terror threats against St. Patrick's Day events in Ireland. The government, the Justice Minister, they're all aware of it, but the mainstream media haven't bothered to tell anyone. That's because they'll do anything they can to protect their big money maker, state-sponsored and glorified human trafficking. And if an attack does happen, will the blood be on their hands? Everyone from the government and those people making huge profits from the scam, to the NGO Forrest Gump types that march the streets screaming, say it loud, say it clear, every Tom, Dick and Harry is welcome here, will have played their part. If they were really worried about security threats, well, they could prove it. Stop using Shannon Airport as a glorified US military base, and instead of jeopardising our neutrality and our national security, with planes full of US weapons heading to the Middle East among other places, use it to fill planes of illegal migrants and deport them.
He's right. You know what I mean?
He's always right, isn't he? In fairness to him.
Oh, stop.
Just,
Yeah, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. Have a look at these. What's this? Paul O'Neill, Salt of the Earth people from Finglas. I'm from the north, and they remind me of ourselves. Yeah. Paul, 100% you record, you build case for the judges to release a slap on the wrist. It's time to put the cameras away and deal with things like we did before we had phones. Touche. You know?
No one's arguing with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Strategy to erode St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, it'll stop people going in. Now, people will be genuinely afraid, you know?
Yeah, but it is important to say it is a strategy that we'll have to cancel this now, and this will have to be cancelled, and, you know, that's why they're doing the Christmas markets, and they don't want a Christmas market in your country, you know?
Sheepdog's just asking there, any Irish ministers going to Gaza, seeing how the Irish government now recognise the state of Palestine? It's true. I wonder who'll get that one. You know what I mean? Who'll get the short straw on that one? You know? Do you know who'll go there? Do you know who'll be sent there? One of them blatant gobshites from Kerry. Your man, that's the junior minister. He'll be going there. I'll be the one there. I'll negotiate deals for you. I'll do it. Get a grip with it. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
We should do, Paul, put a night together, all the channels go live and send their subs. It would be huge.
Yeah, no problem.
If anyone does know, you know, we are looking for help on launching the radio station. If anyone does have expertise in this field, because we've a lot of you can imagine a radio station going live that has real news bulletins.
We had it. I had it last year. I had the Freedom Radio. I only let it go 3 months ago. I just couldn't afford it anymore. I just let it go. It was just sitting there. We weren't doing nothing with it. You know, it's only now we're looking to use it, you know.
Well, I think people need it because there's only so much of the same songs you can listen to on your car phone. Sometimes you want to switch it off, and you remember within 5 minutes why you don't listen to the radio. But if we had it loop, even if you had your news bulletin started out where a few people giving updates on the different iPass sites around the country, what's going on, and then you had the Irish column or James Conway's podcast or my own one or Minutes to Midnight doing a loop of all the episodes, and then bring on more people, whoever's good Irish content, get them in as well, and then all of a sudden people had a choice to listen to honest media in their car for a change.
And it can be done.
It can be done. Yeah, so if people have a good head on their shoulders to know how to schedule all that, you know, because every time I download these apps to set it up, it's like there's a mic, you can talk into it, but how do you program it? So can you launch anything on Spotify? And like someone sat there asking that if I can launch anything on Spotify, so that person asked that through my YouTube, I think, and my YouTube, you'll see. If you go onto the playlist, there's podcast, A Casey podcast, where there's 50 episodes of my podcast. That's on every platform there is. But the problem is a radio station is different because it's linear and it's longer. It's a live show, but it has to be. I don't know how you do it really. You know, if you're playing content, like we don't have the wherewithal now to have people there all day long, live DJs. But if we have enough content that people can listen to a different narrative and then do a few news bulletins.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's it. You could come in at 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock, do a 15, 20 minutes news bulletin of what's going on in the area and blah, blah, blah. Even if it's only to read the papers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People are getting news. You know what I mean?
And then it'll go straight from that to a James Conway episode, and it'll jump onto a Minutes to Midnight episode, and I might jump onto an Irish column episode, and then it'll go back to the news. You know, and they'll be rotated, and you'll have different guests, and you'll be able to see a little program that day of whatever is on that day. It can be done, but if people are handy with doing it, let us know.
Well, we used to put up the Irish column after we'd finished the show. It'd go up the next day, and it'd loop. It'd come on at 2 o'clock, say, till 4 o'clock. Yeah, and you could listen to it on the radio. You know, AJ had that all sorted. He had all that. We had thousands of songs on it. You know what I mean? We bought extra gigabytes but it just didn't work out. I tried to do this all last year, a year and a half ago, and people just weren't interested. People thought I was making money out of it. That's what they thought. And that's what people they're making money.
It can't always be us either, Paul. Like, you know, if there's people who will be interested in doing something like that, get in touch and they can You know, we can have a chat with them and they can do that if they have a bit of spare time or if they know how to do it. Yeah.
Or if there's any other creators or content creators that could come on here and do an Ireland Live one of the evenings, you know what I mean, for an hour, even an hour and, you know, a few minutes. It doesn't have to be me and Anthony all the time, you know what I mean? If you think you're able to come on here and hold your own, I'm not saying hold your own, but like if you're talking to people all the time, you'll be wide, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Come on here. If you want to do it, you can do it for an hour, you know what I mean? Like Philip Dwyer, say, or Gavin Pepper, or, you know yourself, just someone who comes on that people know, you know what I mean? And people can relate to, you know what I mean? So, I love that. Like, we're doing it now we do the column now on a Sunday night, and then we've Ireland Live on Tuesday and Ireland Live on Thursday. But we could have an Ireland Live Monday to Friday, you know what I mean? And you could pick a time. Yeah. It doesn't have to be 9 o'clock, you know what I mean?
Someone's putting something about songwriters. Like, that's it as well. We could platform the songwriters, the Irish songwriters who aren't getting much platform. Like, you know, like my brother, or like some people who are writing their own music. Come on through the Irish station. You know, if they stop listening to the music as well. Do you remember us in Dublin at a Shinadina meeting? And there was music.
Oh, your man playing in the corner. He was
and there was
brilliant.
a few of them, and they were all dead wide, and they're all L people from the West and the young people and all, like, and just goes to show that they might be more inclined to, you know, jump on board a radio station like that and get free advertisement for themselves, and people will love it, and it works for everybody. You know, we're not trying to fucking make, you know what I mean. It's not a paid thing. Just come on, give us a dig out and get this launched. People need, for their own sanity, something different. That's why we're doing this. You know, it's the real videos and the real news. I do tag RTE. If anyone follows me on X, you know, under RTE, you know, when they say, oh, there's a stabbing tonight, I put up, you know, and come on to the Irish Column at 9 p.m. and I put the screenshot of the page and say, to find out the real truth of what happened. Yeah.
Someone said reach out to Niall McConnell in Dublin. We done a show here live last year, myself and Niall McConnell. He went live on YouTube and we went live on this simultaneously. And we got a great crowd, like, you know what I mean? It was a good night, you know what I mean? It really was. But and listen, Niall McConnell, I will. I'll reach out to him if he wants to, you know what I mean? But like, all these lads are doing their own thing. And as I'll say again, like, I approached a couple of lads the year before about this. We had it all set up. We had the Freedom Network set up because we thought Twitter was gone, like in the September when the thing came through. The European, remember the ban or whatever they were hoping to get through? What was it? The Cyber Act or whatever it was. Yeah. We thought Twitter would be gone. You know, we weren't expecting Musk to buy it and do all he did, you know what I mean? But we, as I said, we set all this up last year. We had the radio station, Freedom Radio. We had the Freedom Network. We had all the Telegram channels reset up. But we had the whole lot, like, you know what I mean? And when I approached people, it was like, what will I get out of this? How much will I get? And what's this? And, you know, it wasn't about money. Like, I was funding everything, like, you know what I mean? Like, I had all the channels. I had all the stuff, you know what I mean? It wasn't about money at the time. I never even asked. You know, I never asked for a penny, like, you know, the sort of way. It's crazy, like, you know what I mean? The way people think, you know what I mean?
This costs money. It doesn't make anything. We were only talking about that today, Paul, as well. And they put up the fees. You were saying they put up the fees again. Like, even just to be here, you know, it's and I know we do have a buy me a coffee thing, but it's tough, you know, when you're trying to put something forward for people to be asking, putting adverts in it like everybody else as well. You don't really going around doing that either, you know. So, but they are making it difficult. You know, you're giving your time and money to try put out the news.
But even advertising for someone, if you had someone, but they'd have to be on our side. You know what I mean? And then if we put this out and then it goes out and they say, oh, look, on a far right show, look, and they're being advertised, that they could lose business. That's why people don't want to do that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Where it costs thousands to go on RTE and show your ads. You know what I mean? For £100 here, you could probably get, you know what I mean? We could probably show your video on the show or something. If you say you're a skip hire place or you know, whatever. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? That could pay every month for this, you know, the sort of way. You know, so listen, as I said, like, I think I only put up the buy me coffee's only up since last week. Like, that was and like, never did I do it, you know? But it's only up, I think, since last week. So listen, hey, we'll see. But
you sit in your fancy house again, so
there's me. And listen, yeah, if I turn the screen off, you'll see exactly where I am, lads. Patrick Quinlan didn't run. He stood with people at Coolock at the end. Respect Patrick Quinlan. Yeah, fair play to Patrick. Yeah, I was there that day. I was actually there from the morning when it all kicked off. You know what I mean? So I seen exactly what happened. Like, my dad was the one that was pepper sprayed, 78-year-old man. You know what I mean? So I was there. You know, so was Gavin Pepper. We were there from early on. You know what I mean? It was my live stream that kept everything going because Philip had been taken away. They took Philip away. You know what I mean? So they cut there was no live stream.
That was mad, wasn't it? It was really
Just
goes to show you. He just walked out on the public road with his phone in his hand. No one is even around them. Arrested.
Yeah, arrested. But they knew exactly what they were doing. They were cutting the live stream. You know what I mean? They tried to catch me 3 times, Anthony. I had 23,000 on my live stream at one time in the afternoon when it was all kicking off. 23,000 on the live stream, yeah. And then in the evening time, I think I got up to 19 or something like that. But what they were doing was, after about 20 minutes, it'd jam. I swear to God, they had, as soon as they came along in the van, it just cut off. You'd get nothing, no internet, no nothing. And then it'd come back after about, I don't know, about 5 minutes, and then you could go live again. Yeah, but it just kept cutting it off every few minutes, like, you know what I mean? And then someone did say that they had drones and everything in the air that day. You know what I mean? So
I seen the drone footage was kind of harrowing, wasn't it? Remember you seen the guards set on the.
But the guy that was that was standing in front of them, Brian Garrigan, like Irish Lives Matter, Brian. Like, Brian has been there from the start. He was no more. You know, he was standing there, and when they all attacked, they could have ran around him. He wasn't doing any harm, you know what I mean? But they didn't. They busted through him, and he hit the deck, and he's a big enough man, you know what I mean? But, like, I thought that was disgraceful what they did, you know what I mean? I really did, you know what I mean? And you can see that from the aerial view, you know?
I don't know. I was talking, you know, when you talk about Coolock, like, it's really my belief, and this is just my belief, right, that the guards started that first fire, that they made an excuse for them to come out and batter people around and make a big statement online, or a statement to the far right or concerned citizens that you know, we will come down heavy on you. And I don't know if they were ever going to put people in there with the asbestos. They probably looked at that building and said, it's too much to convert. I don't know. You know more about all this than me, Paul, but it did seem like it was the first. Yeah, like, they're in it.
They're not in it, no. There's nothing in it. But they were. Plans now were drawn up to put them in, like, you know what I mean? But that was. Like, the planning permission for that was. There was no planning permission. It was rejected in 2018. You know what I mean? And it was rejected by Sinn Féin councillors and Sinn Féin TDs and everything, and now everyone's behind it now. You know what I mean? Did we forget? It's only 7 years since that last rejection. You know what I mean? And on the grounds of the asbestos, that was the one of the reasons as well. You know what I mean? But what they did was they changed that from a zone 6 to a zone 10. You know what I mean? In 2022, in November 2022, that was a zone 6, a heavy industrial, heavy industrial building. And then they changed it in 2022, November. Richard Shakespeare, I think, was the head man that was in there. He was the manager at the time, the county council manager. And he made an executive order stating that it wasn't to be changed in July. And then they had a meeting behind his back. He wasn't at the meeting, and they all voted in favour for it in 2022. But the exemption order is for a light industrial building. That's a heavy industrial building. So they shouldn't be getting anything in there at all. That's 7,000 square feet or something over a light industrial building. So they're breaking the law. Simple as that, you know?
Yeah, and they don't care. They don't care. And there's a lot of, and I had a chat with someone about this earlier on, like, that are trying to go down the legal routes of things. And I know a lot of people close to there, you know, if there's a place that's, they can see the legal mishaps there in their local community, they're right to pursue it, but it's time and money, and I think they don't care at the end of the day. You see Athlone or Clonmel or whatever else, and they're doing well in the courts against these people, but it's still going ahead. Clonmel, especially, talk about Clonmel for a second. Like, Clonmel, I don't know if anyone has ever been down to Clonmel, but do yourself a favour. Well, maybe go down and take a look at what's going on in Clonmel and tell me that they don't know what they're doing. There's cameras over that gate pointing every single direction. There's sentries posted, 8 of them, 12-hour shifts. They just change over just to stand there and look out in the field to make sure no one's coming in from every single corner of it. There's cars going in and out every day. If someone throws a drone up, there's a guy behind the gate who puts up a high-power drone and takes their drone away. The guards go in there every day for an hour and a half around lunchtime, whatever they do. If you're there as well, you'll see the guards driving by every 10 minutes. The guards paid just to drive around the place. You can tell me that they're not all complicit in this. Go to Clonmel, stand across there with a cup of coffee, and just sit there for a half hour, and let me know if you really think, like, you know, if take your neighbour who doesn't believe anything's going on that's wrong, they think that these are doing this out of the goodness of their heart, and go to Clonmel. You'll come back thinking differently. The boys are in the heavy chats in the comments, aren't they? The Vatican and Hall kicked off.
And they have gotten away with pepper spraying 78 years through and beating crap out of people. Yeah, they have. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my dad was the man that was pepper sprayed, like, you know what I mean? And we will be going to Solicitor this week, don't you worry.
Do you remember the old woman, the woman in terminal cancer who was sitting on the bus stop?
I was standing beside her.
Pepper sprayed her and played with her.
Did you see the video? Did you see where the girl was behind the wall and they kept pepper spraying her over the wall? That was me shouting, let her out, for fuck's sake. I was cursing. Sorry, girls, cursing again. But, yeah, that was me shouting. That was my, like, all that footage from that day is nearly all my footage because I was the only one that was live there that day, you know what I mean? So, a lot of people use my footage, like, you know what I mean? Which I couldn't give a shit.
It's a scary thing.
It's getting out.
It's a scary thing, though, Paul. It is scary to take your phone out in their faces while they're doing all that stuff, and you are singling yourself out also as a target there among people. It's not an easy thing to do, but like the video from Ballymum where your man said, I'm going to record what I want, he's dead right. It's illegal what they're doing, and he's showing people that this country's getting destroyed. Even the fact that the guards are saying, put away your phone, they're going out and they're grabbing Philip Dwyer for nothing, you know, for pulling his phone out, shows you that they're not ashamed, but they just know they're guilty.
Of course they do. But they know they can't hide what's out there happening if somebody has video footage. You know what I mean? But I'll guarantee you, I'd say in the next few months, there'll be something drawn up in the doll that you won't be able to video crime scenes or whatever you watch.
Oh, look, there's going to be stuff drawn up this year. I don't even want to say it because in case they haven't thought of it, they'll fucking come up with it. I'm sure they thought of everything. But anyway, you know, they're taking the self-sufficiency off people. We always seen that, you know, the stoves and, you know, they're saying they're putting up the ESB now and, you know, guaranteed petrol and diesel. We're going to see that whacked again. The emissions, personal emissions, all that nonsense. Yeah, look, all we can do is try and put it up to them in every way we can. That means politically as well. And if anyone wants to get involved and thinks they can write good policy, thinks they'd be a good candidate, reach out. Not only that, but the likes of City West that we're talking about, where there's people needed to look after their own, no matter where it is. You know, reach out and we'll set something up and get locals all with you. We'll come down and join you. You know, we start really looking out for each other because the guards aren't doing it. That's the truth.
Exactly. Now you have it.
The crime. Bins are very expensive. Yeah, everything.
What I'm going to do is
everything
is gone expensive. Do you remember years ago you had one bin? But listen, I was only telling the kids last week. I said our bin men used to knock on their doors when the bins went out. Like years ago when I was a kid, you know what I mean? Knock on the door. You know, bins today, oh shit, I forgot to leave them out. And they come in the side, take them for you and throw them out. That was when bin men were bin men. All they're doing now is pressing buttons. No, seriously, that's all they do now. The same as carpenters. Like I knew carpenters years ago that would build you a table, like, you know what I mean? Now a carpenter's a machinist now. He's pressing buttons and he's doing this and everything's cutting it for him. Like there's nothing in any of that shit anymore, you know? They've taken everything away. Apprenticeships, the whole, like, our kids should be doing apprenticeships, like, you know what I mean? Instead, they're taking, I'm not saying all kids, but this is the environment that they're being put in. They're being shown about drugs, they're being shown about drink, and it's just kids I'd rather do this than go and do an apprenticeship. But that's what you need to do. You know what I mean? Or join the army or something, like, you know what I mean? If you ever get the woke ideology out of it, like, you know what I mean? I can't see anyone joining the army now.
They're all leaving the army. It's all the
leaving
diversity
the army,
training they have to do, and even up until, well, it was last year now, to pass out as a 3-star private until the local elections, you had to be vaccinated and boosted. A lot of people didn't know that. Even to qualify to go to countries that didn't have any exemptions, you had to be, you'd fail the medical if you weren't vaccinated and boosted. I know of someone in the army who was pretty high up, and he was saying that, look, I myself will travel to that country myself because there's no restrictions and meat is there. No, wouldn't pass the medical. And this person is one of the fittest people I know. He is the fittest person I know. One of the fittest people in Ireland, I'd say. But they wouldn't pass the medical because of that. They were told while training, get all. If you've so say they were out somewhere in the forestry, I don't want to give any locations or anything, but they were told you've 30 young lads there training, get them all into the paddy, into the van, drive them to this vaccination centre, get them all vaccinated. And off their own bat, they kind of said, look, lads, I haven't got this, so we're not gagging you and bringing you, so you're aware. But like that all. Apparently Sinn Féin came around and they said that they'll challenge that and they'll get it dropped. I nearly think that sometimes these things are put in place so that, this fake opposition can emerge to get rid of it, Like, do they want you pushing back so that can enact martial law? Are they going to enact martial law anyway? These are, like, are we all pawns on the playing field here? But you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't anyway, Paul, so you may as well do it.
Exactly. I'm just looking there. My advice for people is to get a few men together in the local areas and patrol. And do patrols in your area, especially public areas and parks. It's a simple thing to do, but very effective. But do not record anything. And I do agree with you, Paul. Like, there's videos going around of the lads patrolling town. Well done, lads. Fair play to you. You're going around patrolling town. I don't agree with the videos, I'm being honest with you. Like, we know you're doing it. You know what I mean? Okay, if something happens, start recording it. But if nothing's happening, don't be walking around recording it. It looks like you're vigilantes. And I'm sorry, I just have to say that. You know what I mean? It does.
Yeah, you can call, like, literally what we were doing was calling to people that having a cup of tea, asking them what's going on, showing a strong presence. That's the idea. Like, if you went to City West with 6 or 7 men going in, dropping in, having a friendly chat at a certain time of day, then going to the next house that you knew was in trouble, just keep an eye on things. Just let people know we're Irish, they're part of us, they're concerned, they're going through enough, we're checking in them now. That's what we're doing, and so be it. It's massive, and I think there is people setting up things around the country at the moment that are going to help out. These community WhatsApps, get them going, that's what we're trying to do with the Sinn Féin as well. It has to be part of it, but it doesn't have to be under any name. Just get it done.
Yeah. I'm at the, do you know something? I'm at the forgetting to send Orla. Did you send Orla the yoke? No. I forgot all about sending it out. I really did.
As well.
I forgot to send it out to them. I really did. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do, right?
I'll send it.
As we said. Did you send it to them?
I'll send it now.
You send it now. But what I wanted to say, right, we were talking earlier at the start, we said, same story with Ross Lahoyve asking Micheál Martin a few questions. The Gardaí saying, I do not consent to you recording me. It was a public, so perfectly legal to do so. Yeah, it's true. But we when we first came on, we spoke about three separate incidents today. I think we've only showed one, haven't we? We only showed that one, yeah. So I'm going to show you the other one here now. I'm going to show you Ballymun. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. There, Casey. There it is. There. We play this one and come back. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. That is crazy. I'm just, do you know what? Someone's at the putting in the okay, we showed Stoney Batter there. Real Earning News has a photo of a lad attacked today. Okay, I'm just gonna pull this up here now and let you see it. Jesus Christ. Oh,
That's like
it's
you don't
graphic.
want that in a month.
It's
Rather than
graphic.
getting it in a day.
No, it's graphic.
You're going a bit
So-
choppy again. It's too graphic, is it? Or
No, there you go. Do you see it? He's having a few points now. Okay, that's that one. Sorry, I'm going to go back here. That's that. But here it is. Here's the graphic one. Look.
fuck.
Oh my God.
That's what happened to the guy in Stoney Batter. Yeah, there must be.
In Stoney
This is
Batter.
the Brazilian.
It is
guy
believed that at
was
least
stabbed.
one Irishman was injured in the incident. One Irishman was injured in the incident. He was standing on his front door when he was randomly attacked. Jesus Christ. That is this. Like, people, this is what's happening in this country. Unless you come out and help you, unless you come out, this continues. This gets worse. You know what I mean? What happens when a child, like, he could probably defend himself, that chap. You know what I mean? He probably put his hand up, or he probably fought back. A child has no defense against somebody with a knife like that. You know what I mean? So, lads, come on,
not-
please. I'm asking you
It's not worth
again.
yeah, it's not worth even thinking about. But you have to think about it, unfortunately, because it's reality now. It's not hypothetical. We spoke about this, Paul, at the start of last year when it was a lot less prevalent in this country. Now it's here. Now there's one 10 kilometers away from me where I'm sitting right now, and could possibly have 1,000 men. The guards are complicit. There's people complicit who are making death threats. They're Georgians, as far as I've heard, unvetted. They had Ukrainians in. They did the old swap around. This is going to be in every town in the country. We're seeing what their plans are, and call out the publicans, call out the hospitality sector, say, why are you doing this? Why are you selling out? You're making rents and bills so increasingly difficult to make any money off that they're looking for the easy way out, unless they're all getting massive pressure by criminal gangs. I know that is the case in certain places too. Criminal gangs that are complicit with Gardaí, TDs and elected people. It really is. It is that deep. That's the truth of it.
Someone said he was shot. That was the guy in Ballymun. I heard he was shot. I don't know whether it was a taser or a rubber bullet. I think he was shot with. I don't think he was shot dead. We'd have heard that already. Jesus, he was lucky, all right. I'm just still looking at it there. Jesus Christ, man, it's horrific. Horrific. But, okay, so that was the one in Stoney Batter, okay. And then we had that one in Ballymun where the guy was shot. Now, this is an hour ago. This is about an hour and a half ago, okay? All in the space of 5 hours. It's
You
just
nearly think it was planned, wouldn't you? That they sleeper agents. Maybe not, but
maybe not.
it's-
Stop
maybe
stop
it's
with
just-
your conspiracy theories, and come on.
Well, no, maybe that is, but it certainly is. I don't know. You can't rule out anything now, can't you? Not,
No, you
Paul?
can't.
I was. I tell you this story, right? On last Friday, after calling out the people in Carlow and the people who threaten people, I was driving. I look after an elderly man. I bring him around with me sometimes. Just bring him to a local pub restaurant that we go to often. And where you drive to, there's a fork in the road, and to turn off right, the pub's on the fork, and so is this back road to nowhere. I turned off right, and then I turned hard right again into the car park of the pub at 3 in the day, and I pulled up, and I stopped and looked at my phone, and the company that man works for, that's facilitating and building all these places, Pat Murphy Solutions, I don't give a shit about saying it, pulled up there, the fancy car, all decked out, Pat Murphy Solutions, looked like it didn't know where to go, just stopped dead on the main road, looking out to see where I'd gone, and started driving forward. So I started following him to see where he went to. Went down to a farmyard, let your gate open, he pulled in, this whole cat and mouse game going on. But it just goes to show you, like, these guys are, you nearly have to look in your rearview mirror these days when you call them out. But so be it, It's crazy
It is
stuff.
what it is. The truth is the truth, Anthony. Simple.
How are you, Orla? How's it going?
Hey, Anthony. Hey, Paul.
You know all too well about all this.
I forgot all about
Carlo,
sending you the
well.
link earlier. I only just twigged it there, and I just said it to him. I said, "Jeez, I might have forgetting to send Orla the link." But
No, well, I'm busy. I'm busy planning my social media for the next 2 days.
Oh, lovely. Where are you in the
plan
next
ahead.
2 days? Give yourself a plug here. Where are you in the next 2 days? What are you doing for the next 2 days? Nothing. I thought nothing special. No.
No, just planning ahead, as I always do. There's just so much going on. You just have to plan ahead.
Well, it's gone crazy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Look,
And then something new comes up that day, like a stabbing or whatever. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But did you not see the Justice Minister saying, like, or no, it wasn't. What was his name? The O'Callaghan fellow, was it? Turned around and said, "Oh, this is only a random attack. Random.
Yeah.
It's happening nearly on a daily basis now. Like, they're playing it for absolute and utter fools. It's unbelievable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, our previous Justice Minister was telling everyone Ireland is safe and Dublin is safe. And they're playing us for fools.
They really are. It's gone. It's really, really. It's like me and Anthony were just talking about it earlier. Like, it's gone ridiculous. Like last year, a year and a half ago, 2 years, it was once every 2 weeks. Then last year it got to once a week. Then Jordan last year it got once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. Now it's 3 times a day. That's how bad it's got. And it's just like people are just walking past it. Like, you know what I mean? People getting robbed in the street and everything. And, it's just ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean? Jade and Chris told me to pull up something there. One of his tweets. Hang on. Come on, talk away there. Sorry.
We did, though.
And then I sent on a screenshot earlier on. Anthony, know what I'm talking about. I did a post earlier on in relation to Towers in Carlow, and it had said that the way the Ukrainians got notice that they had to be out by the end of January. It was due to fire regulations, building regulations, and standards and all that. But yet they were told they had to leave. But it's okay now because IPAS is coming in. Like, again, playing us all for absolute and utter fools.
And they put in more. I know from contractors through other people that all they do is they see the way they moved around the modular homes so they can fit more in.
Yeah.
More modular homes are going in there. But this was always the thing. This is what they do in Floods Cross and what they're trying to do everywhere. They swap out. They did this in nursing homes for the last few years. They swap out the Ukrainians. They get everyone, pull on everyone's heartstrings with the Ukrainian families. Then they say, right, you have to go, lads. You have 30 days. We have money to make. We have the real thing to do. We'll give you an ARP system so that no students or no families will be able to rent anywhere. But you'll be able to offer them 800 quid, so don't worry about it. We'll give you free travel, free tax and insurance for your car, free medical cards, free education, the works.
That Jim O'Callaghan.
Meanwhile, we're bringing in
Miriam O'Callaghan's brother.
Is that Miriam O'Callaghan's brother?
Yeah. Jesus, yeah. Don't know that.
Talking down to us like a child.
Yeah. Then we had, I'm just going to share this with us again here now. Okay. And this is what we had. We had the minister, the Taoiseach, coming out and saying how deeply shocked he was and everything else. You know what I mean? Wait, I'll just move you up there. Hang on. Yeah. Okay, deeply shocked. Today he was deeply shocked again. Okay. So here we are, November 23, deeply shocked with a serious incident in Dublin which has left several people injured, including a woman and a number of children. Our thoughts and prayers are with those injured, their families, friends. Okay? The 4th of January 2025, this was today, I think. No, this is New Orleans, shocked and horrified. It's like as though it's a copy and paste job for him, you know, the sort of way. Here he is again. I'm shocked and horrified for scenes in Moscow. I'm shocked and horrified for reports of Christmas market in Magdeburg. Can they not see these? They know what's causing this. This is what's annoying about it. You know what I mean? With all of these countries that this is happening in, it's because of mass illegal immigration. Like, everyone knows that. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy.
But
it is.
There is still, I don't know if you remember, like there is still the whole Failtory na HÉireann. Remember I did that video last June or whatever it was, Paul, calling out. So on Sinn Féin website, you can go there and click in the enablers on the drop-down tab and you'll see all the people doing it in your county. There's way more to even keep up with, but name and shame them. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Oh, here we are. Trouble now. Look, it's definitely near the end of the world now, fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's definitely near the end of the world now. How are you? There should be 40. How's Martin? All right, how are you?
Yeah, I was going having a night off tonight, but I was listening into the show, right? But said I'd jump in for the last 10 or 15 minutes.
Should we leave all in the middle there?
Did you hear me airing a few grievances earlier, Martin?
One or two, yeah. So,
I'm just wondering who that other man was that was named.
When
there he is there. That's him in the middle.
When do we start the revolution?
Yeah, exactly. Now you have it.
Time to go, guys. Anybody listening? It's time to go.
It's overdue.
It is what it is. So yeah.
Well, Martin, after today, like 3 in the one day, you know what I mean? Now I know one of them was an Irish guy, and it doesn't matter who it was.
It doesn't matter. What you're watching is this is how societal collapse happens.
Yeah,
you're watching the collapse of society in real time, and it does take a bit of time. We're only at the starting point now, but no, I'm getting stuff done before it actually lands on my doorstep, and people should actually start doing the same because it's coming to every single doorstep. So start getting ready, get your communities built, get your food sorted, get your defenses in place, have your safe houses, and get ready for war. There is no alternative, people. This is just what's happening. We've been trying softly to tell you all for quite some time, but unfortunately, whoever's awake is awake. Get ready.
Exactly. Yeah.
100%.
I'm full of positivity today.
No, but Martin, everyone is like, how much can you take? How many stabbings a day does it take? Like, you're not going to wake any more people up, so get yourself together now. You know already who's in your community. You know who you can trust. Get yourself prepared. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the way it is.
So, Orla, have you got your network built? Have you got your go bag? Have you got your? Where you going when the lights go out? Who's going to mind? Who's going to mind all the cats?
Well, I got rid of 2 today, but I have another 2 coming on Saturday.
Fair play, yeah.
It's very worrying. Very, 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 very worrying. Did you play? I missed the start of the show. Did you play?
They played the stuff on My Valley, yeah. And your interview
from My Valley yesterday.
Yeah, we done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Moy Valley interview. Yeah.
The one interview we that Liam put together, we played. I know there is 5 or 6 interviews there.
I seen it in the chat. Yeah.
But we will release the other interviews on Shinadina website in the coming few days. So everyone should, because there's very interesting things being said there. Actually, during my interview with you, Martin, you can hear the contractors coming out and a bit of an altercation going on in the background.
They nearly
The
plowed
disdain,
through the
you know.
crowd. Yeah, they just nearly drove
Yeah.
straight through the crowd. Like, yeah, it was. Yeah, there's definitely a split there. There's those people that are making money out of the system will fight tooth and nail to ensure the system continues. So they're your enemy. It's as simple as that. Anybody who's taking money for iPass or supporting it is your enemy. So,
Here, Martin, I'm just thinking, right? So from now on, right, you know, everyone has these pseudonym names. So from now on, instead of Martin Murphy reporting, why don't you just go the other man reporting?
I'm going to be the same in Rosslare. I'll be doing Raw in Rosslare, and I'm going to be honest with you. If the lads, if you aren't busy on that Saturday, and if you aren't going, would one of you man the studio, we can go live from down there. You know what I mean? And I can do what I have to do down there live. You know what I mean? So we'll talk about that nearer to the time. But
that's on 22nd of February.
22nd, yeah.
Oh, yeah, very good.
Right,
Yeah,
listen,
all
I'm going to
done.
we were talking about Clonmel earlier on. Right, now people don't realise how near Clonmel is to these houses. I'm just going to play this. It's 1:42, but listen, watch Clonmel. It's decimated. You're right, Letitia. It is a barracks. It's a barracks. But there's
Same as
no
Cross
ifs
Cross.
or buts about it. Yeah. There's no ifs or buts about it. It's disgraceful.
You know what? Standing outside the gate, you don't not realise how far back it goes until you see a bit of drone footage like that.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But you know what? How many other places are like this? I was talking to somebody about Tohers, and I didn't realise all that area at the back was there. All we can see from the road is obviously Tohers itself and then the modular homes. And you know then there's going to be a couple just at the back of the building. But we didn't realise there was all those prefabs out the back. We didn't know that they were there because you can't see them from the road. So how many other places are like that where there's way more space out the back hidden?
It's just beggars belief, man. You know what I mean? And it's the same. Newtown Mount Kennedy's going to be that way as well. They're telling you leave a few tents there, but that's going to be extended back as well once they get the green light to go ahead on that. And they're dotted in strategic areas too. They are, lads. You know, come on. Like, how can people not see this? You know what I mean? I just, it beggars belief. Like, you know what I mean? And like,
we're talking about, like, Paul, we're talking
just
about
blows my mind.
Like, you know, there's people arguing and all different. There's too many. First of all, there's too many WhatsApp groups, and there's too many opinions. There's too many people talking for too long that they're disbanding, and they're finding little gripes with each other's personalities, and it's like, we're full on invasion mode here. People, crime rates going through the roof. The government is complicit. The guards are complicit. The judicial system's complicit. The mainstream media is complicit. It's something else. We all have to tackle this. We have to tackle it now. 2 years ago.
I'm shouting about this. Jeez, I'm shouting about it more than 2 years. You know what I mean? But I remember standing in Ballymun when they said they were putting them in Ballymun. Like, you know what I mean? I think I was only joining the Freedom Party at the time. It was 2022. But we knew, we could see it happening then. And then you had the likes of Philly McMahon and them coming out. Gavin had a bit of a spat with him last week as well, and he put up a few things. He got that. What's that? Yeah, say nothing, lad. Say nothing. But yeah, Gavin had a bit of a spat with Philly McMahon last week about Philly put an article in the thing. There was no way he wrote the article himself. There's no way he wrote the article himself. But do you remember 2 years ago when all this kicked off? They wrote about it in the Business Post that they were getting champions of the community. Well, he was one of the champions of Ballymun, like, you know what I mean? And refugees are great and refugees are welcome and this, that, and the other. She's making faces at me. But yeah, he done the big article last week. But he is one of the champions of the community, you know what I mean? But make no mistake, it wasn't just celebrities that were drafted into that as well. It was men, it was gangsters and everything else that were drafted into that too, you know what I mean? This government know what they're doing, you know what I mean? They have everybody in their pocket at the minute. Once they flash the cash, that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
It's really.
Do you know
crazy.
what? I knew Martin was up to something from the moment he came on the show. He just had this smile on his face that just spelled divilment.
Having a gargle, is he?
There it is. There.
Yeah.
No drink today.
And actually, I know this wasn't spoken about tonight, but this needs to be spoken about because I was on a rant again over it, which is nearly on a weekly or twice weekly basis. Our old friend Judge Nolan. There is there's a petition to be signed in relation to him. We now have another fella called Judge Connolly that seems to be letting off paedophiles and rapists as well. I mean, there needs to be something done. I put out a post and I asked for people to please go and email your TDs and ask what is going on with the likes of Judge Nolan and why nothing is being done. This should be addressed in the Dáil every day as to why he's not been sacked and not investigated. And like, this is really serious. Like, he's letting off the worst of the worst. And then he's making excuses. Oh, more than likely they won't reoffend. Like, that's nonsense. They're sex offenders. They're paedophiles. Of course they're going to reoffend.
Who's the Judge Connolly?
He came up whatever article I shared a couple of days ago, he did the same thing as Nolan. And he let them off.
Shared it on your Facebook.
Suspended sentence. Yes.
Yeah, it was Judge
Nolan from a couple of days ago.
And this other fella done the same, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not saying I feel sorry for the guards, but they're investigating this shit. They're getting the case to court, the whole lot. There's no deterrent for these scumbags,
no.
And that's all they are, is scumbags. To have images of kids on your computer or on your laptop or on your whatever. Listen, we've all flicked through porn sites and you'd see something, you go, oh, no, not looking at that. You know what I mean? I've seen that all, you know, for years.
Yourself, Paul.
Well, I'm not just saying me, I'm saying everyone. You know what I mean? Like, I spoke to lads about it, and lads will tell you, oh, so you click through something and you know, and oh no, get out of there. Good luck to you. You know
Paul, I just actually seem to recall you were trying to sell 2 laptops not too long ago. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Orla, I hope you didn't buy one of those.
I need a new laptop. Better be clean, Paul.
For fuck's sake. I hope you put my fingerprints on that.
I don't want to be looking at naked pictures of Paul Fitzsimon.
Bleach and all used on them, they're spotless. Lads, we only have 5 minutes left, right? And you know what? I really want to put this out here about the lads. You were speaking about the shit in the Dina lads, and I'm going to just show this here. Tom McDonald, and I think Ferg was with them the other day. They put, Jesus, they done sterling work down there, I have to say, in down the country. So I'm just going to play this, and we'll finish up then after.
We're just here in French Park in Roscommon, dropping off
a good bit of stuff, a good bit of coal here. There's 4 bags of coal and groceries and camping stoves and supplies. There's a girl here and she's just going to tell us a bit about her story here. They've been left in an awful bad way down here. Do you want to just tell us?
Yes, it's been 17 days now, no power. I've got a 4-month-old, a 2-year-old and a 14-year-old. And I've been doing all the sterilising bottles on the fire and a little stove in the living room. That's the only bit of heat we've got. I've been cooking the dinners on it. It's been more expensive having to shop at the little shop down the road. It's extortionate. It's got no car to get around and I have no power for the phone, so it's hard, do you know?
Have anyone from the council or the government or
No.
nothing? No. Civil defence or?
No.
Nobody, no.
No.
No, unreal. That's for, and just all over the town is out. 17 days.
It's actually only this road, apparently.
17 days,
and
yeah.
a couple of houses down by the shop,
Yeah.
so...
It's unreal,
Yeah.
Yeah, terrible situation. Yeah, that's grand. Okay, we're going to keep going.
Thank you
So
so
no
much.
bother.
What you are doing are absolutely brilliant. Sorry, Tom McDonald, councillor, is it?
Councillor Tom McDonald,
I
yeah.
really appreciate
From Kildare,
it.
yeah.
Really appreciate
no
it,
problem,
thank you.
yeah. Okay, Stephanie, yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Thanks, Steph. Fair play to them. No, I have to, you have to take your hat off to the lads. No, fair play.
Yeah,
People
no, it's
set
great.
up a GoFundMe there and everything, you know what I mean? And yeah, Jesus Christ, fair play.
Yeah, that's
really,
Gavin should be commended for what he's done with Off-Grid.
fair play to him,
because Off-Grid really has they've built a fantastic community. So fair play to them. There's actually there's people out there I consider friends now. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? We all know people on that, and like there's some great people on that, contributors, and the fact that they got that organised. So well done, Gav and team, and Tom and Amy and everybody else who travel the country. That's everything we need to be doing. No more shouty protests now. Let's do work on the ground.
Let's knuckle down,
Yeah, whether it be doing investigative journalism or stuff like the guys are doing. Let's just stick to that now, and obviously build your communities. I can't say it enough. Build your small communities in your area. You're going to need them.
Oh, you haven't heard that in Francis Kane, to be honest with you. Anyone know about an iPass centre on Herberton Road, Crumlin, at a warehouse industrial estate? I don't know anything about it yet, but give me an hour or so, I'll find out, because I have someone in Crumlin that'll let me know if it is, you know what I mean? Sound man, Tom's a good man, yeah. This shit boils my blood when half the fucking world are put up in luxury here, paid by the taxpayer. Yeah, it's disgraceful, like, it really is. Again, thanks guys, good night all. Good night again, yeah, take it easy. Again, someone investigate a huge works and swords, Rathbill Road, cordoned off, massive site.
They're everywhere. And they're going to be more places. They're going to be every hotel, every country house. They're going to be every industrial estate.
It's going to be everywhere.
Disaster.
Yeah, who's the door? Jump off there. No, I just changed my background just to get ready. That's the swords one. Don't forget to mention Ross Airport.
I'm the star here tonight, so you can give me that line there. I'm going to send this one out.
You won't be the star in a minute, but another great show. Rosslare Port, 22nd, please, people, if you can make it there. And most of all, the people of Rosslare, please come out on the 22nd if you can. As I said, it's no good us ranting and raving and going around the country, because we're just classed as far right, that it's us that's coming into your community and ruining it. What we're trying to do is we're trying to save your community. You know, another great one, lads. Thanks all. Yeah, cool, lads. Take it easy. Go rogue. Yeah. Okay, lads, I'm going to drop you down. All right, Martin, I'll drop you down. I'll talk to you in a minute. Or I'm going to drop you down. Thank you. I will talk to you later. And Anthony, I'm going to drop you down, so I'm going to be big now. There you go. Okay. What we say every Sunday night, I just say that if you want to buy us a coffee, there you go. It's in the chat there.
Truth's like a
Buy us a coffee if you can. As I say every Sunday night, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself. God bless.